Well, welcome to this wonderful evening. I'm Sherri Ginand. Welcome to this smorgasbord of talks about all the many faces of love. And my talk is titled The Logistics, the Linguistics, the Logos of Love. For fun, prepping for tonight, I looked up love on Google, that infinite intelligence source online. And would you know it, I had 13.7 billion, that's with a B, 13.7 billion results on the word love. That's a lot of love. So narrowing it down a bit, I asked Google another question. What language has the most words for love? And I learned a lot of interesting facts. Sanskrit, the ancient language in India, has 96 terms for love. And that's a lot of love. In Japan, they have over 24 terms and phrases for love. And it depends on the formality of the interaction and who you're interacting with. And some of you, maybe if you took Greek in school or just well-read, know some Greek terms for love. There's eros, you know, the romantic, robust love from which the root of eros is erotica, erotic in English. There's agape, the word that means divine or transcendent love, you know, the love of God, the love that we hope to express here in our Centers for Spiritual Living and in Science of Mind. And there's philia, the word that means love between equals, like the beginning of the root word of the city Philadelphia. Then there's Klingon, you know, Star Trek. There's a made-up language for the made-up people. Klingons are the big burly warrior race. They're not very interested in love, they're interested in war and conquering, and the closest they have to the word love is unhate. I think I know some Klingons in my life, do you? And then we have English. In English, love can mean so many things. Love of things, love of our jobs and places, love of other beings, our dog, our family, not necessarily in that order. So why do we have all these words, all this confusing plethora of language around love? And I think it's because ego's goal is to separate us from the divine, from God. And it does that by throwing up smoke screens and throwing up confusion. So there's this plethora of words out there. And also, ego says, not only, okay, there's all this love talk out there, but you can't have any, not in a real meaningful way. So it's kind of a takeaway. But in our moments of clarity, we know better than that. We know that God is all love. God is all, the love of God is in us. We are God. And as kids, we know that too. When we're little, we intuit love. I remember when I was real little, I loved nothing more than to get up into my grandma's lap and kind of scooch and settle in there into her ample lap, and she would read to me. And I may not have known all the words that she was saying to me, but they kind of flowed over me. It was soothing, and I felt safe. I knew what was going on. And so in my little just learning to talk voice, I would go, "Grandma, you sit good." Now maybe I didn't know how to say, "Thank you for loving me, and I love you too," but it was felt. And how wonderful it would be if each day we would take time to sit in the lap of the divine and feel that love and know that we are loved intuitively, naturally, just inherently for who we are. There's another language that I haven't spoken of yet, and that's American Sign Language, ASL. And it is a language unto itself. It has its own grammar. And it too has a word for love, which is very beautiful and very intuitive. And it is simply reaching out and taking in a hug, and it goes like this. Isn't that beautiful? Reaching out and bringing in. I invite you to try that. Reach out, bring in a hug, and bring in a hug. And if you want to say, love you, You do the hug, and then you point at somebody. So let's do a hug and point at someone. Reach out. Maybe someone else. Reach out. And I love you. You know, in the Bible, Jesus said, God is love. And when you live in love, God is in you, and you in God. And he also said, remember that to love others as I have loved you. So the challenge I have for you this week is to go out and share maybe that symbol for love, that hug symbol, the SL. And to remember that love is all, love is God, love is in us and as us, and we are the reflections of God. We are love.